Hello and welcome to this week's Modern Toyfare Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at the NECA Ultimate King Kong action figure, but before we get into things, I do want to send a special thanks out for our new set here on Modern Toyfare Reviews, all thanks to Vito's Toy Closet on Instagram. He did an absolutely fantastic job and I'm super excited to use this going forward with Modern Toyfare Reviews, so let's go ahead and take a look at King Kong. Alright, so let's start with the detailing on this figure. Let's go ahead and look at his face and his head. So first thing you'll notice is those eyes are pretty far back in his face, which is very reminiscent of the old, original style King Kong, which I really like. You've got some detailing with some blood marks and some scratches on his face. Those teeth are all individually molded, which looks great. You have gums. Over on the side of his face, you can see all the wrinkles throughout the main parts of his face, along with the fur. If you move down to his chest, you've got scratch marks and blood throughout the different sides of his chest, along with some fur down on his abdomen. When you look down on his arms, you do see a lot of molding of the fur, and it also has different dry brushing, it looks like, to give you kind of a little bit more of a textured feel. On the hands, you do have the more skin and wrinkles on the palms, where then on the back of the fists, you do have the hair. And when you look at his legs, you'll notice same thing, that great detailing with the sculpt on the fur, along with more dry brushing to give it that texture. If you get down to the feet, you'll notice that it goes down to about right where his toes start, and then the toes do have nails on them along with different wrinkles on each knuckle. If you look at the back of him, same thing, a lot of detailing with the sculpt on the fur, more dry brushing to give it more texture and depth, which is nice. It kind of darkens on his main back, then gets a little lighter on his shoulders. As you go down, you'll notice that when you get to the bottom, his fur is a little longer near essentially his butt, and then the sculpt does go down his legs with more fur. As you get down to his feet at the bottom, you have all sorts of wrinkles and stuff throughout the palms of those. Overall, the sculpting on this figure is really, really impressive, and I'm definitely happy with how it turned out. Alright, so now let's move on to the articulation. So we're going to start once again with his head. First thing you'll notice is he doesn't really have a side-to-side movement. He kind of can twist it, and he does have a little bit of a pivot to left and right, but nothing super significant. Just enough that he doesn't go full Michael Keaton, but he can at least get a decent amount up. He can definitely look straight up to the sky. Downwards, though, not so much. As you can see, his jaw does get in the way with his neck. If we move on to his arms now, you'll notice he does get just about 90 degrees. His arms are a little longer, so you can see it kind of dangles downward there. Does have the bicep swivel. He does have those NECA elbows that have a little bit of swivel in their own, along with the double joint, which is nice. Gets you a lot of different range of motion. As far as the hand goes, you see if we can get this. Come on, let's get back in focus. Oh, maybe. And there we go. Alright, so as you can see, does go almost all the way forward, decent amount back, nothing too crazy. It does swivel 360 degrees. As far as for his abdomen, he does have this very nice twist where you can go all the way around. Don't know why you'd need to do that, but it's still pretty nice. As far as ab crunch though, it goes down pretty far forward. Nothing too crazy. Definitely pretty nice though. If you move it back though, you notice a huge difference. It definitely almost looks like he's had his back snapped in two with how far he can get back, which is pretty cool. Moving on to his legs now. He does get a little bit, not quite 90 degrees out to the side. Not terrible. And then if we move down this way, you can see forward, he doesn't get quite 90 degrees, but gets pretty far up there. Backwards is pretty hindered by his butt fur flap. Kind of gets in the way there, but he can still get back pretty far. As far as the knees, same as the elbows, you got that kind of pivot along with the double joint, so you can get pretty good range out of that. With the feet, it's a little tight, so you do have to kind of finagle it, but they do have a pivot, which is nice, and then it does have a little bit, let me see, give me a second here. You got quite a bit forward, but then when you bring it back is where it kind of gets disappointing. You get a little bit of the motion there, but it gets pretty much just back to a resting position in my opinion. Alright, so next we're going to take a look at the accessories. First, we do have this alternate kind of screaming head. You can see it's a lot more aggressive. You got the teeth shown a lot more prominently. You can see his tongue, his gums, and the teeth go all the way back. Pretty nice, has all the sculpt around the head, the wrinkles on the face, everything. And then he does come with a second pair of hands, which are more of like a grapple type hand. They have wrinkles on the palms, fingernails and sculpted in. You've got all the fur on the back, and then they just pop on this little peg. Overall, pretty nice little addition. Definitely adds to the figure. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Modern Toyfare Reviews. Another special thanks to Vito's Toy Closet for the amazing work on our new set. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the little bell to get notifications when our videos go up. We do have Modern Toyfare news on Fridays and Modern Toyfare reviews on Mondays. If you'd like to support the channel, there's a link in our description below for our TeePublic store. It has everything from our logo to different designs I've worked up in Photoshop, all on t-shirts, mugs, pillows, notebooks, you name it, even phone cases if you want. So go give those a look, I greatly appreciate it. Also, don't forget to check out our giveaway right now and find out how you could win the NECA Ultimate Metalhead action figure, along with another great prize. So hit up our social media at Modern Toyfare on both Twitter and Instagram to find out how you can win that. Hopefully we'll see you next week, same toy time, same Toyfare channel. Thank you for watching.